Born Evil, a dark psychological thriller with a killer twist. Written by Julia Derrick. Narrated by Theresa Wolcott and Carl Bradley. 1. Macy the cat was already dead by the time I could tell what was going on inside the living room. Shane had already managed to kill the poor animal. My first instinct had been to run inside the country house and make my 12-year-old son stop stabbing Macy when I spotted them through the windows. But when I realized that the cat was partially decapitated, I stayed put on the lawn outside. It was too late. No matter what I did, sweet Macy would never purr again. Every single one of her 9 lives had been spent. Shane himself was so fixated on what he had done, the mess he had created before him on the pale wooden floor, that he didn't notice me standing right outside the living room windows and gazing inside. Only a few yards separated us, yet it felt like I was looking into a separate universe, light years away. At least for part of me. The other part wasn't as shocked. Deep inside, I had always feared something like this would happen eventually. I don't know how long I remained outside in the darkness, staring at all the blood around the furry body on the living room floor. It looked black and thick like oil against the blonde floorboards. It could have been just for a second, or it could have been for several. All I know is that at some point I bent over and threw up on the lawn, or tried to throw up, as much didn't come out of me. Mostly I heaved quietly. It had been hours since I'd eaten anything but that apple on my way over to Beth's. Once I finished retching, I forced myself back into an upright position. The scene in the living room right before me had changed. Instead of stabbing a bread knife over and over into the poor cat, my son was now on his knees, busy cleaning up the mess on the floor. He had brought a bucket of water, a spray bottle of Clorox all-purpose cleaner, and a fresh roll of paper towels. It dawned on me that I should be grateful dusk had fallen nearly half an hour ago. It was so dark outside that it was extremely unlikely Shane had discovered he'd had an audience for his heinous deed. Even if he turned his head and glanced out at the small lawn, he wasn't bound to see me standing in the middle of it. Even so, I moved away from that spot and leaned my back against the brown wooden wall of my parents' 1-story country house. I needed some time to pull myself together, figure out what to do. "Calm down, Jennifer," I ordered myself. "You freaking out about this won't do anyone any good. Now you know for sure. Deal with it. He's still your son. Remember, it can be fixed. The develop..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?